Okay, good morning. I'm gonna tell you a story. Well, everybody likes to hear stories, right? So I'm gonna tell you a story about a tortoise and a hare. Okay, let's pretend that it looks like more a turtle, but it's a tortoise and a hare. Does anybody know the average speed of a tortoise? You know that tortoises they're a little bigger than turtles. They dwell on land, so just the walking. It's a 0.30 miles per hour. That's the average. It can be a little bit faster, but they have on the Guinness Book a different. And the speed of a hare, the average is around 35 miles per hour. So just keep this in mind and I'll tell you the story, okay? Once upon a time in a beautiful forest, green grass, soft grass, the big trees and flowers, the smell of the flowers. Oh, that was so beautiful, but the animals were kind of bored, like the kids today, they get bored easily. So they were kind of bored, and the tortoise was, tired of being bullied by the hare, that he was slow and the hare was the fastest one and everything was about him. So the tortoise said, okay, let's gonna have a race. You're bored, let's gonna do something. So all the animals get together, they set up the starting line and the finish line and the time, so they start the race. And well, that day was so hot, when the sun burns your skin and the fur for the hare, it was so hot, miserable. He said, okay, I'll have time, of course I'm gonna win the race. So he went, under a tree, a beautiful tree. He was comfortable there and he was just relaxing and he fell asleep. Of course, the tortoise just kept the pace and he won the race. When the hare woke up, he realized that he was done. The tortoise won the race. And he was so disappointed, Of course, that the moral is slow and steady wins the race. And all the animals were so happy. But then the hare, said, okay, can we do it again? Give me a second chance. We can do it again. And then the tortoise said, oh, okay, let's do it again. And then, they next day set up the time and they started the race again. That day, the hare said, okay, I'm going to keep running because I know that I can win this race. So he kept the pace and, of course, he won the race. Well, moral for this time is fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. Well, the tortoise, again, he was thinking, he said, okay, there's no way for me to win the race. He made a mistake before, he's not gonna do it again because now he won the race. So he asked for another chance. He said, okay, let's gonna do it again. I gave you a second chance, give me a second chance. So next day, they did it again. Same time, they started the race, all the animals together, and but this time the tortoise said, okay, we are gonna do a different route. So that's what they did. The hare said, okay, let's do it. So they started the race and the hare, was of course running ahead of time and in front of the tortoise. But then they got to a riverbank. And then the hare was looking and he was thinking, what am I gonna do? I cannot go. So, and the finish line was just after the river, the other side of the river. They could see the finish line. So the hare was thinking, am I gonna go back? So he was just thinking. And then the tortoise, kept the pace, got to the river bank, and he got into the river, he swam, and he finished the race. So, the moral for this time is don't overanalyze and overthink, just take an action. Well, at this point, they were kind of good friends now, they were having a good time together, so they decided to do something together. For the last time, they called all the animals and they said, okay, we are gonna do something together as a team. So that's what they did. Next day, they were together, and then they started the race, but this time the hare had the tortoise on his back. And then he really ran fast. He got to the riverbank, and then they switched. So the hare got on the back of the tortoise. They, got into the river, got to the other side, they switched it again, and they did the best time ever. That was the best. So the moral for this time is teamwork works with change of strategy and something different. Thank you.